In this video, I'm going to be comparing the Trolls trilogy from DreamWorks Animation to the Smurfs movies from Sony Pictures Animation. This is the studio behind the Spider-Verse films, Mitchell versus the Machines, not TMNT Mutant Mayhem, but the Cloudy for Chance of Meatballs movies. First of all, it comes to the highest Rotten Tomatoes score for each franchise. In the case of Trolls, the original movie has a score of 76%, which frankly is higher than I would expect, because the chatter I've heard about Trolls has not been very positive at all. I haven't really actually heard anyone praise this movie, but it actually is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. That's certainly surprising, I would say. In the case of Smurfs, the highest score is literally only a 40% for Smurfs The Lost Village. Wow, that's low. So Trolls wins here. Then when you look at lowest score, in the case of the Trolls movies, what's surprising to me, frankly, is that all three of these movies are fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Even the third one, Trolls Band Together, which has the lowest score of 63%, is still fresh. With Smurfs, every single one of these movies is rotten. The lowest score is of 14% for Smurfs 2. Trolls wins again. Then when you look at average score, Trolls has an average of 70, Smurfs has an average of 25, Trolls wins here. Then when you look at gap between lowest and highest score, gap's not very big at all for Trolls, because we're literally only talking about a difference of 13, with Smurfs only a difference of 26, which definitely is higher. So Trolls wins again, meaning actually Trolls is going to win this debate, regardless of my personal opinion. Now, here's the thing I need to make clear. I actually haven't seen any of the Trolls or Smurfs movies, so this is just purely based on what I've heard about these movies. I haven't really heard anyone talk about the Smurfs movies, frankly, so I can't really say much about them at all. I can actually comment on the Trolls movies because I've heard YouTubers that I'm subscribed to talk about those movies. And with the first Trolls, what's weird to me is that the movie has a plot line about trolls getting eaten. Frankly, that's pretty dark stuff to include in a movie that has farting glitter and farting cupcakes. In a movie that in so many ways is just playing to the lowest common denominator, is just trying to be entertaining for little kids. It's like, yeah, let's put in bright colors, pop music, characters singing and dancing, characters that fart glitter or fart cupcakes. That'll make 3-year-olds clap their hands. And also, let's have the trolls get eaten. Wow, that's pretty tonally inconsistent there. Although Trolls World Tour, things I've heard about the movie make me go, oh, what is this movie about? What's the message it's trying to communicate? What's the lesson that's trying to teach the audience? Seems really unclear and contradictory. The movie seemingly is about trolls coming together, them being united, except the movie also shows the trolls being divided into different groups, and there are other things like that where I'm just thinking, filmmakers, what exactly were you trying to communicate here? It's pretty unclear. With Trolls Band Together, I've actually heard that this is better than the first two Trolls movies. It doesn't have quite as much lowbrow humor as the first two movies do. Overall, these aren't movies that I'm actually interested in because they just seem to be appealing to the lowest common denominator. I mean, when you think about the Sing movies from Illumination, okay, they're not fantastic animated films. They're certainly not at the same level as Inside Out, Incredibles, Toy Story. No one's going to say that they are. They're not some of the best animated films ever, but they also aren't appealing to the lowest common denominator. Sure, they're more simple. You, of course, have characters singing and dancing. You have pop music, yes, which is pretty typical for Illumination. But there is some heart in those movies. They don't have as much lowbrow humor as the Trolls movies. That's the difference for me. That's why I actually have seen both Sing movies. With Smurfs, they don't really seem very good. In actuality, the Smurfs franchise technically has been around for a long time. I mean, there's several different TV shows. There was a movie that came out before these free Smurfs movies from Sony Pictures Animation. Whereas of Trolls, I don't know if this is a long-running franchise, to be honest. I just know about these free movies. Overall, I think DreamWorks definitely put out good to great movies. They also have some misses for sure. I definitely have seen more DreamWorks movies. I have Sony Pictures Animation movies. Obviously, Sony Pictures Animation has done some great stuff. There's no denying that, but overall, not quite as familiar with them. But that will wrap things up for that'll wrap things up for this video. I don't really have anything else to say about these movies. So I'll be talking about other animated franchises for sure in other videos. I'm going to talk about different Disney franchises in future videos. I know that for sure. I've talked about all the Pixar franchises. Talked about a lot anyway, the DreamWorks franchises. Not every single one of them, but a good amount of them. There's other franchises as well, like All Dogs Go to Heaven, which isn't from one of the major studios. I've yet to talk about that. But that'll be it for this one. Bye, everyone.